Hey, what's up? Bo Allen here. We got NFL football coming soon. I'm stoked about it. We all know I'm addicted to football. I can't get enough. So I've been watching a lot of tape of, kind of the premier defensive lineman in the NFL. And a guy that I think is really, really fucking good is DeForest Buckner. One of the reasons I love watching him so much is because his play style is so different than mine. He's 6'7", 300 pounds, and just incredible length. His arms are 35 inches long. And he really uses it. He really uses his athleticism well and his length, and his arms to get, extension, get guys locked out. And then in his feet to just cover ground and penetrate effectively. And he makes a lot of plays that way. So I'm going to show you guys here why he's so fucking good. I'm actually just going to focus on the run game today. I was on nose guard, so I kind of made my living in the run game. And want to talk about why DeForest Buckner is so good for the Colts in the run game. First thing I want to say is, I'm going to break these plays down, try to be as detailed as I can, but also be concise and give you guys as much background. Try to give you an idea of maybe what DeForest Buckner is thinking about, while he's on the field here. So just a really quick scheme overview. DeForest Buckner primarily plays 3 technique in a 4-3 scheme. They'd used Matt Eberflus, who's now the head coach for Chicago. When Eberflus left the Bears head job, the Colts replaced him with defensive coordinator Gus Bradley, who's likely going to run a very similar scheme, a 4-3 base system. Bradley is in DC with Seattle with the Legion of Boom era. So plays a lot of 4-3, cover 3. But basically in this scheme, DeForest Buckner is asked to be a 3 technique, not a ton of blitzing. But you really kind of need to have a fucking dude at 3 technique in this scheme because you're going to get a lot of single blocks. But Bradley's not going to blitz a lot, and it should be a very similar to scheme to what DeForest Buckner has played in the past. Basically a gap penetrating 4-3 defensive scheme. So here is our guy, DeForest Buckner. There's his tight end here, so he's a 3 technique. This tight end's going to motion over this side. And, typically in an over front, what you do is you want to bump that over. My guy here did not get the memo. So watch this. Initially, here's DeForest Buckner. Watch this guy, this right guard here gets a good jump, off the ball. And he kind of crosses DeForest Buckner's face before he can get his hands into him. He's not really that worried about that, though. He just quick swims it and gets upfield. And then watch how much ground DeForest Buckner is able to cover with these long-ass levers. So here he is on the hash here. Just watch him run. Ooh! I love that effort. And just get on the play. Just one more time. Quick swim, not phase. I believe that belongs to Mr. Gilmore. And just hawks it down. It's just impressive, the effort that he plays with. That's kind of mostly what that clip is about. All right, so this next one against the Patriots. Here he is again. DeForest Buckner has a 3 technique. I just want to show you how he's able to recover really well with his athleticism. Whenever you're a 3 technique, you can kind of expect to be on the front side of, a lot of blocks or a lot of offensive blocking schemes because that's where their strength is. When you see a tight end off the ball like this, you first thing you want to do in your pre-snap is look at his eyes and his demeanor. If he's staring back this way, you can expect, a split zone or a flash team. People call it a bunch of different stuff, but basically what that means is the offensive line is all zone blocking in this direction, and then the tight end comes all the way back across, typically for this end here. And what that does is it creates a huge seam on the back side. And so I want to show here, keying on DeForest Buckner. I'll be honest with you, the beginning of this rep is not great from him. I don't love his tilted alignment here. I think that's maybe what hurts his footwork a little bit. But just see this huge first step. You don't really want that. And he's a little bit in trouble here, okay? But watch how fast he recovers and gets vertical. It penetrates in the backfield and just fucks his play up. So here's a tight end coming back like I talked about. Watch this. Boom! Quick swims him and just fucking TFL. He hawks that guy down. And, he covers, 7 yards in 3 steps. I'm going to play this full speed so you'll see it. He does a really, really good job. Whenever you have a premier playmaker at 3 technique and you get kind of outside zone schemes, these guys have the green light at times to backdoor these frontside reaches as long as they make the play, which is exactly what he does here. It's a really nice job by him, just recovering with athleticism and making a TFL. Okay, this next one, I want to talk about this play a lot. So here we have an eye near again, quarterback's under. You can tell that this is going to be a run play. Okay, basically what you can get out of this, if you're a 3 technique, the only plays that you can have coming back to you are some sort of gap scheme, because all the numbers are over here. Okay, see this? You got a tight end here in a 3-point stance. You have a fullback here. What you would expect primarily out of this is like some sort of boss, which is a zone blocking scheme, to the close side with the fullback, some sort of gap scheme like on this side, which would be like a power, or else you could get like a lead. Okay, the only thing that you can get coming back this way would be a counter. And so what a counter is guard pull, and then the fullback coming as well. And that's actually what this play ends up being. So that means that DeForest Buckner is going to get a combo block here. And it's not a backside combo. This is a front side combo. This is a serious fucking double team. Believe me, I've had this, I spent a lot of my time getting fucking double teamed by grown ass men. Yes, you heard that correctly. Anyway, this is a really impressive play by him. DeForest Buckner is 6'7". Okay, that's a big ass motherfucker. He's tall as hell. You wouldn't expect him to be as stout in the run game against these combos as he is, but he is a strong, powerful player, and he plays with really good pad level too, which you'd love to see. And I'm going to show you that right here. So, like I said, this ends up being a counter. I'm just going to show you what that means from a blocking standpoint. I'm going to pause this immediately. Boom. Okay, so guard pull, center back block, fullback coming around is a power. And then you see the serious double team. Colton Miller is selling out for this. Watch Colton Miller fly off the fucking ball and he's trying to knock DeForest Buckner's hip into here so he can climb for the backer, okay? For this backer right here. He sells out, ends up on the ground, which you never want to be in. But just watch DeForest Buckner's get off and get his hands inside. And it's such a nice job by him with his base. And this is really good pad level for a big fucking dude right here, okay? He's it's a fucking great job against a double team. He doesn't get knocked over too far, and he gets really good strike. And then his eyes right here, see his strike here, he knows that the running back's coming downhill right in front of him, gets off of it and gets into on the play. That's just really nice football. I'm going to play at full speed again for you. It's a really good job of a tall, lengthy, interior defensive lineman playing with good technique and good pad level against a frontside double team. All right, moving on here. Against the Eagles, go Birds. We know I'm a little bit of an Eagles homer. Anyway, here's DeForest Buckner. He's playing against Landon Dickerson. This is a big motherfucker here. He's like 350 pounds. Okay, when you have, this is gun near, so that means shotgun, and the running back and the tight end are to the same side. That's what gun near means. I've said this a million times. Any sort of vet knows that if you're away from the running back, you're probably going to get, some sort of zone running scheme your way. All this is, I think, is like a belly open. Let's see. Yep. So you see DeForest Buckner get off, get his feet in the ground. I love his base here. A nice strike on a big boy. I like where he makes contact. So let's see where the ball's at. Where's the ball, Kels? Yeah, it's right here on this yard line. He makes contact with him behind the line, and it's just a really good job of, just pressing, using that length and pressing Landon Dickerson back to constrict this gap right here, because this is kind of a weak point in the defense. See how Kels gets up on this backer real fast. It's just a really good job. Nice strike, being powerful and explosive, and then using his length against a big left guard in Landon Dickerson. And then one other thing I want to highlight here, Grover Stewart is a good player. I think he's one of the more underrated interior defensive linemen in the NFL. I'd like to do a cut up on him as well. Just watch how nice he does. Watch how nice he is in this A gap against Isaac Samala. So he's to the side of the back. I'd like to see him maybe cheat his alignment a little bit more. But really good job by him playing square. He's behind this block just a little bit, but he doesn't panic at all. Keeps running his feet really well. And then I love his right arm there. And his left arm too. His hands, to just run that back, constrict the gap, and then right there, that's my favorite part. See how fast he gets over into his gap and finishes that play. That's a good job by these two dudes right here. Just constricting all these gaps between them. It's just a nice sound technique by both of them. It's good. You can tell they've been well coached. Good players that care about having good technique. All right, moving on. Okay, so this next one, I love this clip. Talked a little bit about, gun near this last clip. Here you have a gun near with a YY. One thing that's very interesting to me is how big this gap is. I think he kind of feels that too, but you can expect a backside combo block here. These dudes, if it ends up being an outside zone, it's called a slip. But you're probably not going to do that without a tight end here. So he knows he's probably going to get a scoop. DeForest Buckner does a really good job of using his vet awareness and studying tape. And I want to show you here how how he just watch this clip. He knows what's coming, okay? He sees this big B gap, he takes it and then makes a fucking nice tackle here. I think my favorite part about this, so like, this is just good awareness. You don't want to live in this world on these, you know, these combo blocks. Really good job though of getting skinny and then getting his hips back around to then, you know, finish on this. That's the hardest part here, is once you get through the gap, to get your hips back to square and then make that tackle. It's a really nice athletic play by him. But I think my favorite part is just the awareness, taking a shot here, swimming this block and getting in and making a big impact play on the backside of his zone. It's nice. All right, this last one, I just want to show again how stout he is at the point of attacking in some of these combos. So this is going to end up being a scoop. You got a tight end off the screen that's going to run in here. Here's DeForest Buckner. He's a three technique right here. Zach Martin, one of the best fucking, you know, offensive linemen in the NFL. This is a strong player. All right, very good football player in Zach Martin. And like I've said, you'd expect DeForest Buckner to get moved on some of these combo blocks in the run game, just because he's 6'7". Maybe, you know, offensive linemen are getting under him. That is not the case. So just watch. I'm gonna roll it through, then I'll talk about it a little bit more. Fucking great. Okay, my favorite thing about this is watch his technique right here. He gets his feet in the ground. He has his hands nice. Like, this is where you want to be. If this dude's on your back and your helmet is kind of in between them like this, you have a chance. I'd like to see a little more extension on his right arm, but he does a really good job of reducing his surface area, which makes it a lot harder for this combo to happen. Like, these two dudes want to be on the same plane so that they can climb to this backer here. And then an amazing job here once he feels Zach Martin leave to climb to the backer. So he's here. Watch how fast he's able to just restart his feet and get on this tackle. Boom. And he's so long. He covers so much ground. It's a really stout play from him. Like, this is a fucking serious double team. Like, this, even though it's a scoop, like, these dudes are fucking coming off the ball to go get him. And he is just unfazed. Really good contact balance from him. And a great feel when Zach Martin's leaving and then get in on that tackle. It's a nice play. Here is DeForest Buckner right here. He's to the side of the running back right here. Shotgun, obviously. So this is gun far. Watch Saquon Barkley swap sides. Now it is gun near. So he knows one little thing. Like, I really like about this, just I talked about how he is the point of attack, how he will take shots on zone, you know, zone blocking schemes and penetrate and fuck plays up. And you see that right here with this quick swim. And then this O-lineman is holding the fuck out of him because he got beat clean by that nice swim. Watch how fast he's able to flip his hips, get back to square like I talked about, and then tackle Saquon Barkley. Like, that's just a good job fucking the front side of this up, taking a chance, and then make it. D-line coaches always say, you know, if you take it, if you backdoor a block, you better make it. DeForest Buckner is able to use his length and athleticism to do exactly that right here. All right, I love this next clip. There's a lot going on here, so I'll try to explain. Quarterback under center, you got your tight end here. Here's DeForest Buckner in a three technique. It's interesting, like, see this gap right here? It's kind of a big B gap, but look at the tackle absolutely staring at him. These guys want DeForest Buckner to think that they're going to double team him, okay? And I'll tell you why in a second. But look at him staring at him. They're probably giving like deuce calls and like fake, you know, dummy calls like that to try to think that he is getting a double team. I'm gonna run this play and I'm gonna tell you what kind of play it is, okay? This is a trap, all right? It's a very hard play for a three technique, especially if you have a three technique that can get up the hill, or sorry, get up the field, like DeForest Buckner. What they're looking for is for him to fly up the field so that they can kick him out with this guard here, and then create a big vertical seam for the running back, kind of right off of that guard's inside, right off the guard's ass. DeForest Buckner does a really, and I can't even tell you how many times, like, this has happened to me so many times. You think these dudes are double teaming you, you kind of fly to go get this guy so you can get into him before the tackle comes down on you, and then all of a sudden, you know, the Red Sea parts, like right here, and you end up falling flat on your face 5 yards upfield. Really good job by him just recovering. And then watch this. This is the awareness to know once you feel that space that this guard is coming to get you, making contact with the guard right here is fucking incredible. He closes that distance so fast, and then to wrong arm it, it's called a wrong arm technique, which means he's getting his left arm here, his outside arm, to kind of pry this dude up, is what makes this play fucking go. Like, they offensively want DeForest Buckner to be up the field with the guard kicking him out, and then they have their O-lineman up on these backers to create this vertical seam. He destroys this play by just using his, his savvy, his awareness, and then more importantly, his athleticism to go and get this. And then the running back has to cut out here, and then they got, really good job by this back right here, especially defeating this O-lineman and going and get on. So, I mean, this is a fucking hard play. Like they probably drew this up because these are, AFC opponents that know each other really well, division opponents. And we're expecting to get a lot more out of this. And he just did a fucking great job. Like, watch how fast he snaps his eyes. When you feel this space as a 3 technique, you're like, oh, fuck. Because you never have space like that. Watch how fast he snaps his eyes back. Boom! And then goes and gets that guard. That's so nice. Just a really fun play to watch, and there's a lot of small details about this one that I really like. So yeah, that kind of finishes up what I was talking about with DeForest Buckner in the run game. Essentially, he's a good fucking player. He's one of the premier, interior defensive linemen in the NFL for a reason. He's got great athleticism, really good length, and I think he's really stout too, and does an incredible job using awareness, coaching, and then good fundamental defensive line play to make a lot of plays.